welcome. Welcome into the TV version of Strategies for Living. I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan, and I'm delighted that you've joined with me today here on Strategies. Strategies is all about helping us live healthier, happier, more peaceful lives in our bodies, minds, spirits, and relationships. And we do that by engaging in important conversations with folks we like to call life strategists. And our life strategist today is one I've been looking forward to. He's the executive director of the Robinson Film Center in downtown Shreveport, Mr. Alexander Kent. Alex, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Strategies. Glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
Now, you and I knew each other a little bit. You spent a little time down at the Times.
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah, I spent
Were you
about
one of
5
those
years.
dreaded film critics when you were there?
I think I was the dreaded.
You were the dreaded film critic.
1/4 film critic, I think is what they
So now how does film critic get to go to some, you've got an exciting job now, the Robinson Film Center. What a gem for our
it's great.
community. How long have you been with the Robinson?
I think about 4 years now.
4 years,
I was trying to count
Time
this morning.
flies when you have fun.
Right.
Executive director, lots of things going on. Am I right about the Robinson Film Center? And I'm going to ask you how you would describe it. But there's only a handful of these centers like the Robinson Film Center throughout the nation. Someone told me 6 or 7 of them tops that are unique, like the Robinson. How did we get one in Shreveport, Louisiana?
Well, there's lots of art houses around the country that show independent cinema or international cinema. There's lots of museums that have education programs, but there are not that many art houses that are nonprofits that focus exclusively on film and have their own education program, and that's what makes us really unique, especially in a community our size.
Yeah. I absolutely love to go down to the Robinson. I mean, you can eat. We'll talk about all this today. You can eat.
Right.
You can have a glass of wine if you want to with your movie.
We allow it. Yeah.
The snack bar, separate from the bistro, is good.
Right.
In my opinion, stands out better than better offerings than some of the other cinemas in town.
We have a popcorn secret. Yeah.
And then the seats. Oh, those leather seats. Nice way to spend a Friday or Saturday night or a Thursday night or whatever night you go down and see a movie.
Yeah, I mean, we focus a lot on creature comforts there. We value people's time, especially on the weekends when most people are coming. So, we want them to feel like it's a little mini vacation.
Absolutely. All right, so how do you describe what the Robinson is? Because it's not like just going to the movies. It's so much more. How do you describe the Robinson to our viewers that maybe have not been there yet?
Yeah, I think the founders a long time ago came up with a phrase that I really like. It's a place where an audience becomes a community. So we basically exist because we get a lot of public support from anywhere from organizations that fund us to people who have memberships to people who just come to the movies every day.
Yeah. But
But they really wanted this place. They wanted something that was a little bit more than a movie theater. Bigger cities have things that are like us. But they wanted to have access to the world's greatest films and the country's greatest films, and they wanted to have it downtown. So I think the really interesting part in our short 5-year history is we're getting over like 35,000 people a year that are coming just downtown to see movies. And that's a big step for downtown, and I think that's a big step for our region.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned that the Robinson Film Center is a nonprofit.
We are, definitely.
You watch the news, nonprofits are struggling. Sounds like the Robinson's healthy.
Yeah, I think we're holding our own. The real challenge for nonprofits in an economy when people's kind of discretionary spending goes down, one of the first things that goes is their charitable giving. A lot of people focus on social services. A lot of people focus exclusively on the arts. Some people focus on churches, and it takes kind of a very diverse giving community to support all the different things to make up a community that's worth living in.
What is the main way that people watching us right now can support the Robinson?
It's all about membership for us. We have memberships that begin at just $55, and they
And
go
that's
up from there.
$55 a year.
A year, yeah, and they get discounts on movies, discounts on concessions.
So you're going to get that money back if you
if
go
you're using it,
if
absolutely.
you go a handful of times in a year. That money's coming back to you in reduced theater tickets, in discounts at the concession stand, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and we liked the idea that everybody has a little bit of a buy-in to our mission.
Yeah.
That we exist because of the generosity of our community, and we realize not everybody can do major levels of support. I can't do major levels of support, but I can do memberships every year.
Yeah.
I can give when asked. But I think the fun part about it is that this place just kind of came. It was a dream. It was something that's like, well, let's give it a shot. Let's
we
try
can
it.
make this happen.
Let's bring movies back to a downtown setting.
Has
How
it
novel.
been surprising to the founders how successful? Because the Robinson has really been a success for Shreveport.
Well, I think I wouldn't say that they're surprised. I think they're pleasant. They're pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly
we're
pleased,
we're still doing the mission that we founded.
Yeah.
It was about bringing independent film into the community. It was about having an education program that serves students and filmmakers and seniors, and we're still doing that. And we're seeing a lot of growth on the education side. So there's certainly a demand for what we do.
What is an independent film, Alex? What makes a film a quote-unquote independent film?
So depending on how you count it, there's about 6, 7 different major studios that release those tent poles. Those huge
Universal, MGM.
It's the James Bonds. It's the Harry
Disney,
Potters.
the big
big
movies
films
that we're all aware of.
So they have thousands upon thousands of screens that they can show on, and screens like that, iPads that they can show on throughout the country. And historically, that's been a very big industry in the United States. Motion pictures have driven a lot of spendings on Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
Independent theaters focus on the films that are not made by those entities. They're made by independent filmmakers, independent production companies. We also show international cinema, which is not something you often get at kind of chain theaters. We focus on documentary cinema, which very, very rarely gets to those.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I like to say, when you're watching the Oscars during I think it's February now. Yeah, I think it's March 1st this year. But when you're watching the Oscars, you see all these films. It's like, oh, I heard of that, but I couldn't see that.
Yeah.
I'll have to wait.
Yeah.
Well, we're showing those.
You're showing them. Those are available right here.
Yeah. And we get them as first run, and we show them on what we think are the best 2 screens in town. We just upgraded our digital projection. It's
It is
beautiful.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It is. I can't even begin to describe the difference. It was already a good picture, in my opinion, but I can't even begin to describe the color difference.
Yeah.
And I love the promo
Yeah.
that runs before, because it just accentuates all of those colors.
Yeah, I mean, we showed West Side Story this weekend, and I walked in and saw the reds, and I was like,
Wow.
that's red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really impressive technology.
How long have you loved the movies?
I think since I was a kid. My dad introduced me to them and took me to them very frequently.
What was the first movie that you recall going to see?
First that I recall going to see, that's a good question. I don't know if I know that. I mean, I remember my dad taking me to everything from like Gremlins to, Amadeus to absolutely everything when I was a little kid.
sure
Star
that-
Wars, probably, Rocky.
Yeah. I'm sure this was not the first movie that I saw, but
I think I was 3.
down at the Strand Theater,
Yeah.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah. Oh, I bet that was impressive.
It was at the time for a little kid. I mean, we made a big deal about it, and my mother brought me and a friend, and I'm sure I saw a movie. I'm sure that my family brought me to the movies before that, but that's the first one that really,
It kind of got you.
got me. Yeah.
Yeah, there is something about seeing these stories on big screens that you can never replace.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
people have wonderful sound systems and things like this at home. I watch, I'm guilty. I watch Breaking Bad on my iPhone.
Sure.
But
sure.
I need
But
an
there's
audience.
nothing like the experience in a theater, and particularly now in the Robinson with the digital projection.
Yeah, I need an audience that wants to be there. I mean, and I need an audience that kind of appreciates the art form. I need those types of cues to understand what I'm seeing. Watching it alone is, it's fine, but that's really a different type of activity. Crowds are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you? This is an unfair question to ask somebody like you, but do you have a favorite movie?
I do. I have lots of favorites, unfortunately.
Yeah.
My favorite film is a very bizarre film. Surprise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's called Oh Lucky Man. Malcolm McDowell. It's Lindsay Anderson. I'd say it's kind of like an apocalyptic musical about a coffee salesman who is traveling.
About coffee salesman.
Yes, he's traveling through England as the world's falling apart, just trying to sell coffee, and he doesn't know what's going on. It's a really beautiful, great film with a live score by the Animals. But another film that people are like, hey, really, you like that film? So I was a newspaper man, and I think I've seen The Paper, Ron Howard's The Paper. I think it's about 1990. About, I don't know, 250 times.
Really drawn to that thing, aren't you?
That movie is perfectly accurate about newsrooms. There's absolutely nothing it doesn't.
Has it been to the Robinson? Have you reshown? Has that been one of the?
No, it's not. It's not
movies?
actually available.
Okay.
And I'd have to figure out a way. I mean, it's a very small little film. One of Ron Howard's smaller films. It's kind of forgotten, but it's quite good.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's funny.
So, what's the best thing? You're the executive director down at the Robinson. How many people does it take to keep the Robinson going? Because there's Abby Singer's Bistro.
Right.
There's, of course, the getting people in and out of the movies. There's also, and we'll talk about this, there's some facilities available if people want to have a reception, a business meeting. The Robinson is really, a nice facility. How many people does it take to keep it going?
We have 7 full-timers that do everything from education to food to just keeping the building going. And then we have 24 part-timers. Okay. So, we employ 31, and we entertain quite a few people with that.
We'll talk about some of those things that I mentioned, and when we come back, I know you've got something called Family Matinees.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
We'll talk about Family Matinees. When we come back, Alex Kent, the Executive Director of the Robinson Film Center in downtown Shreveport, is our life strategist today. We've got more with Alex, so don't go away. Come right back.
Super.
Okay, how do you think it's going so far?
Great.
Super.
Yeah.
Can you believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Storms come up fast. Storm Protect Your Family now. We want you to know a safe room or storm shelter can provide the highest protection for your family during tornadoes and other severe windstorms. To learn more about how you can protect your family and property from storms, visit getagameplan.org and click on Mitigation Plan. Louisiana, we can do this. This mitigation message brought to you by the Governor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness.
In 1977, in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already outplaying him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14, 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice, 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 110. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
It's time to join forces. Get energized and fuel up right.
It's coming.
Because starting today, every kid in America has a mission. Bring out the action hero in you. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
And welcome back into the TV version of Strategies for Living. You're watching Strategies. Don't forget you can listen to Strategies each and every Sunday morning on News Radio 710 Keel, where we've been for the last 21 years. Can you believe that? 21 years
That's
doing
great.
anything.
It's fantastic.
9:05 to 10 every Sunday morning is where you'll see Strategies, and you can also, of course, find us on the World Wide Web, www.strategiesforliving.com. You can listen to the podcast. There's probably 600 plus podcasts, including one with you.
That's,
And,
wow, yeah. That's
Alex
impressive.
Kent is the executive director down at the Robinson Film Center, and he's our life strategist today. Family matinees, that's one of the great things about the Robinson. You've got all kinds of things that can be done. So family matinees, what's the idea with family matinees?
Well, we basically did a survey in May, and people said they want more opportunities for family. So we heard them. We were kind of applying for a grant, and fortunately we were successful. So we started this family matinee program once a month, classic family cinema, which we would consider where we're offering an extremely affordable $5.50 per ticket opportunity to see the great family films.
Never-ending
on digital
Story,
projector.
E.T., Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Home Alone, all of these redigitized and
they look
shown in a
amazing.
way, man, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they look almost better than when they did when they were debuted. It's pretty impressive.
Wow. So if you want information about family matinees, just call the Robinson.
Yep,
And,
just go to the website.
Website,
Yep.
Robinson Film Center.
.org.
.org. So easy way to keep up with what's going on at the Robinson. You know, I'm not telling folks that you have to do this, but one of the things that my wife and I do is when we start talking about our movies, you know, before we hit the other sites, we check out and see what you've got going on down at the Robinson.
Oh, great.
It's our
That's
favorite
fantastic.
place to go because
Yeah.
you get everything there. Tell me about Abby Singer's Bistro.
Well, we have a bistro upstairs. We like to think of ourselves as the local headquarters for dinner and a movie.
Yeah.
So we have a bistro upstairs with a full menu and a balcony.
Chicken and waffles.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's nice and healthy. And we have a balcony view of downtown Shreveport, which is perfect, actually, this time of year. Not so great about 2 months ago, but perfect right now.
Yeah, but perfect right now.
Yep.
And so you can go out, get your meal, get a glass of wine.
Yeah, you know, and I think, you know, adults need a place to play too, and
Yeah.
that, you know, and that's kind of the great thing is that we have a full bar inside. You can take your drink down into the theater, and you can, you know, before or after the movie, if you want full dinner, you want dessert, just want to chat. It's nice to have a place to be able to kind of sit and digest your movie.
If you'll tell your waitress, I've done this, so I know this will happen.
Yeah.
If you want that wonderful dessert, then you want to take it downstairs with you. They'll box it up, and you know, I was mentioning at the beginning of our program, you know, there's offerings down there. You're not going to go to your local cinema and get a dessert like you could at Abby Singer's Bistro and then take it to the movie and watch.
Yeah, we just try and put our little signature on the movie-going experience. And, you know, it's fun to just munch on some bread pudding while you're in there.
What's coming up? What are you excited about? I know Salinger's coming.
Salinger's this great documentary about J.D. Salinger, the life and the mystery of J.D. Salinger,
Changed my
the
life,
author.
and as a freshman in high school, The Catcher in the Rye, Holden Caulfield. I'm not sure I was ready for Holden, but Holden came into my life.
Yeah, that's the
nonetheless.
same with me. That was one of those books that my mother made me read, and
Your mother made you read
of
it?
course, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got to have your mother on the show.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
She basically she said I was I think it was a sophomore high school. We had an open you know, you could read whatever you want. And
Yeah.
she said, well, Read
gonna
this.
be Catcher in the Rye.
I'm like,
I was lucky. I went to what is now Loyola. Back when I was there, it was Jesuit High School. But as a freshman, it was on our assigned list.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
And,
not on my high
we
school's
had to read
assigned
it.
list.
We had to read it. But it, different type of experience there.
That's fantastic.
But
yeah,
Salinger's what a character.
Yeah, he's got such a mystery around
Yeah.
who he was, what happened to him after he became successful. And this movie kind of delves into, why he kind of retreated from the world when he kind of changed it.
Yeah, he did change the world, and
Yeah.
then kind of precursor of what we would call the paparazzi.
Right.
And the documentary, I think, is going to deal with some of that.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, they were trying to get a photograph of him was very, very difficult, and they had to kind of go to, camping out outside the post office to find the guy.
To find him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very mysterious personality.
What else is coming up that you're excited about?
Well, we have the Louisiana Film Prize is a great opportunity where 20 filmmakers have made original shorts, and they're competing for 50 grand. That's pretty great.
Wow.
That happens the 4th and the 5th of October.
So all of those movies are screened. You
Yep.
can go see all those movies. Do we get a chance to vote, or is
You
the
do,
voting-
yeah. I think it's 50-50. We don't run the film prize, we host it. But last year it was basically 50-50. Critics got a shot, audience got a shot. You have to see all 20 to vote. So it's fantastic. Last year there was about 2,500 people kind of crammed downtown,
Wow.
just basically rushing to see 4 hours of films. It's a really good time. They have music opens the prize on October 3rd. It's just kind of a great opportunity to show off what the local film industry can do if you think creatively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our film industry here is healthy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely kind of swinging back. We just had a Charlize Theron film that shot here. A couple more coming up. I think a TV show's en route.
Mm-hmm.
So, Louisiana has very aggressive tax incentives, and the Film Center definitely tries to show as much Louisiana film and support the industry when we can. Yeah.
We mentioned earlier the Robinson also has facilities. So if you want to, let's say, host a unique business meeting,
Right.
you
yeah.
can do that. If you want to host a unique bachelor party, we can do that, right?
Right. Oh, yeah,
If
we've
you
had-
want
we've
to
had some
host
interesting
a
ones.
reception, you can do that.
Yeah, we have full AV, so 3 screens that can be controlled individually. You can watch movies, you can do PowerPoint, you can do whatever you need on those. You can do teleconferencing, video conferencing. We have all that equipment available to the local community, and we just want them to use it.
Yeah. It's not that this is a secret by any means, Alex, but in some ways, to a lot of people, even 5 years out, I know you get it. When I tell people about the Robinson, and I tell people one-on-one as much as I can, I get surprised looks. What? We've got that in Freeport?
Yeah, I think the first thing I need to tell people every time is we're a movie theater.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It says Film Center. That's
Yeah.
a little confusing, but we're a movie theater. Movies every single day.
Yep.
And we have a bistro inside. So I think it's really fun to watch kind of first timers come and get the experience. It's always like, well, I've been meaning to come here, but I had no idea.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. I think it returns kind of a sense of ceremony to going to the movies. There's
Yeah,
kind of a formality about it. It's fun.
And again, it's a nonprofit, so you need memberships.
We do.
Memberships as low as $55 individually, a couple for what, $100?
Couple for 100, families for 2, and then on up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then of course, if you really want to walk the red carpet in February or March with the Oscar party, you can do one of the big ones.
Yeah, this year we'll do.
Even get you
Yeah.
can even get a star in the sidewalk.
Yeah, you can.
out front.
Yeah, it's a little more. It's
Yeah, well,
15,
you can
but
talk one-on-one with
Yeah,
them. But if
right.
if anybody's
Right.
interested in it, call Alex, right?
Yeah, we've designed all ways for people to support us, and we realize that people have different levels. We just really want people to feel like they can be involved, and that it doesn't it doesn't stress them to do that.
There's something for everybody. There's something for young and old during the summer.
Right.
A film camp.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's something there. I would ask you folks to continue the conversation that we've started today with Alex by going to RobinsonFilmCenter.org. In the minute or so that we've got left, is there anything that we've covered a lot of ground today, Alex? Is there anything we haven't covered? What do you want to tell folks?
Well, I think our education programs are really what distinguish us. Every single day we have our education director delivering programs to K through 12 students on media literacy, or learning to read movies as if you are reading a book.
It's so important.
Yeah. So I think that program really distinguishes us. It serves, last year it served 19,000 people, and that's with one person. So we do, I think, a lot of public good with our mission, and we're kind of fun to boot.
Couldn't agree more. Go check out the Robinson Film Center. Go see a movie there and get the experience if you haven't. Check them out online, RobinsonFilmCenter.org. Alex Kent, thank you so much for coming and being a part of Strategies for Living today.
Thanks for having me.
And folks, thank you for being a part of Strategies for Living today. Don't forget, you can find us on the radio, News Radio 710 Keel, Sunday mornings between 9 a.m., 9:05 a.m., and 10 a.m. You can find us on Thursdays on HealthyLife.net, and you can also find us at StrategiesForLiving.com. Until we get together next time this way, for Alex Kent, Executive Director of the Robinson, I'm marriage and family therapist Dave McMillan, and I'll see you next time on Strategies for Living.